with what we confess to believe. One of my reasons for writing this book was to tell the story of the many people whom God brought my way in dark passages of their lives. Of course, I've altered the details of their lives to protect their identities. I wanted to do more than tell their stories. I wanted to tell my story. But I wanted to do even more than that. I wanted to help you understand our stories and yours from the unique perspective of forever, so you would begin to understand that the unshakable promise of the future grace of eternity does more than give you hope for the future. No, embedded in the promise of the future is the guarantee of grace for what you're facing right here, right now. You see, the God of eternity enters your story in the here and now, or he couldn't guarantee your future. And that makes all the difference in the world. Perhaps you too have pockets of confusion. Maybe there are moments when you feel overwhelmed. Maybe you're near someone who has lost hope. Perhaps there's a place in your life where you're looking for a reason to continue. Keep reading, and you will find people like you. But you'll find more. You'll find the most beautiful story ever told. It is the only story big enough to make sense out of our little stories. And it is the only story that guarantees the one thing you and I daily need: grace. The book you're about to read is not written only out of my own experience or my parents' wisdom. It looks at life based on the wisdom of the book of books, the Bible. The Bible is God's origin to destiny manual for living. There is no more reliable place to look to understand life, even at street level, than the Maker's book, the Bible. God's book is so rich and deep that you can pull on the thread of one theme and gain more practical, life-shaping wisdom than you ever would have imagined possible. So, in this book, I've taken one wisdom perspective from God's Word and looked at life from that perspective. The perspective of eternity. The story of the Bible doesn't end with this world that we are living in right now. What would seem like the last chapter, death, really isn't the last chapter in God's story. The Bible welcomes and requires you to face the inescapable reality of life after death. This present life is not all there is. There is a forever on the other side of this life. Eternity is not a mystical creation of overly spiritual people. Forever is a reality. It is the product of God's plan and design. And once you believe in forever and live with forever in view, not only will you understand things you have never understood before, but you will live in a radically different way than you did before. So I invite you to step off the treadmill of your busy life and consider what life looks like when viewed through the lens of forever. What if this present life is not a destination, but a preparation for a final destination? What if you and I have forever hardwired inside of us? What if this life really does have consequences in the next? What if human beings were created to live forever? What if you can't make sense out of life without eternity? Then what? Chapter 1. Who Stole Forever? No matter who you are, where you are, and how old you are, you long for a perfect world and struggle with the fact that the address where you live is anything but perfect. The young couple getting married have visions of the perfect marriage, free from the struggles that they have seen others have. The pregnant mom dreams of giving birth to a perfect baby, easy to parent in every way. We imagine the perfect meal, the perfect job, the perfect vacation, the perfect house on the perfect street, the perfect friendship, and the perfect retirement. The list is endless. We're all dreamers because we all have forever wired inside us. It's hard for us to be content with the world that is, because all of us have an inclination to crave for what could be. We're not perfect. The people we live with are not perfect, and the world around us surely isn't perfect. Yet the dream lives on in unrealistic expectations and dashed hopes. We are forever people. It is the way we